another round table talk. We've got our esteemed panel, Tobi, Tapping Tobes, big Tottenham fan. We've got Matty from the Magpie channel, so you can see from the black and white shirt, Newcastle fan, and all smiles on his face. Drifty, Liverpool fan, Liverpool flying high at the moment in the Premier League. In this video, actually, right, because we all know, everybody, there's obvious players sometimes that we say, yeah, best player in my 11 for the Premier League. Salah starts in the 11 for my Premier League. Maybe I'll throw in Harry. Maybe.
Maybe,
But you know, you always have your obvious players, right?
Yeah.
But I thought what I'd do, let's in this video put together our underrated. I did this the other day. I put together my underrated current Premier League 11. We're going to run through that, right? Just before we do that, John Motson, famous, the most famous, should I say, commentator of all time with his famous sheepskin coat and stuff like that. He's put together his top 50 greatest games. On our previous video, we spoke about 3 of those games. He's going down into the top 10 now. Now, what they're doing, they're making an NFT out of this one. He's teamed up with Fanz.com, and they're immortalising John Motson's top 50 greatest games as an NFT via blockchain. And we picked out 3 games last week, but here's another 3 that he's picked out. These are in his top 10, right? Liverpool 4, Barcelona 0 in 2019.
Come on, best comeback in the history of the Champions League.
That was mad.
Never been done before, will never be done again.
All right. Relax. At number 6, he's got Man City versus QPR, 3-2 in 2012. Aguero! Yeah, I mean, that was, hold on, that was a good comeback as well, though, wasn't it? To win them the title in the last seconds.
Yeah, no, unbelievable moment. But they should have never been losing to QPR, though. That's the issue, right? Because QPR weren't good enough, whereas Barcelona was like, that's an elite team, Messi and all that kind of stuff.
But
like,
to score the goal that wins you the league ahead of your bitter rivals in the last
moment.
kick of the game.
The moment.
Do you know what?
100%.
Do you know every time I look at that Aguero goal, I always say the bravery to attempt that when you know
to take the second touch.
To take that second and then bang it, right? When you know that if you miss that up, that could be it.
Yeah.
Right? That's what the best players do.
Yeah.
And his number 1 moment is AC Milan 3, Liverpool 3, when Liverpool won 2-3 on penalties, of course, the Champions League final in 2005. Is there a better moment than that?
It's hard, isn't it? Because in the final and being 3-0 down at half time, and that was a madness.
Obviously, I'm going to be biased, but I think the main reason why people don't really argue it is that is probably one of the best teams in the history of football, that AC Milan team. Player for player.
Every team they beat.
Everything they beat is the greatest team ever.
I said Barcelona had Messi and they're a much better side. But that AC Milan team, man for man, was better than us in pretty much every position bar Gerrard in midfield.
Yeah. And
we were 3-0 down. There is no way in the world you will ever see a team with that, like with the disparity between the player abilities, have a comeback like that. You could, if it's matched, maybe, but not like that.
I remember watching that game and thinking, this
is going to be like a 6-7, isn't it?
This is embarrassing for Liverpool. And when they started coming back, did Gerrard dive in that for the penalty?
No.
Just ask me.
There's a game.
Watch it again. Well, I don't know, man. If VAR was still about, you know what I mean?
If we're talking comebacks, though, surely we're going to talk Newcastle 4. Arsenal 4.
Anyway, let's get a move on with the show.
It should have been 5 as well. Should have won that. Nail Ranger. Big up
R.I.P.
You know what? Actually, when I looked through the 50, I was surprised that weren't in there because that was an incredible comeback by Newcastle. But anyway,
And us beat Man City, but
Arsenal Tottenham 4-4 should have been in there as well, isn't it? Remember the 4-4 Tottenham Arsenal? That was an amazing.
Yeah, but that.
I think, the Man City game, the 4-3 thriller at their ground, that was a mental game. The VAR game and stuff like that. I think Germany. How was Germany and Brazil not here? Germany when they won 7-1 in the semi-finals en route to winning the World Cup. That's got to be top 10. Like devastate. Yeah. I don't think I've seen a more devastating performance
Arsenal
such a
2,
big
Man
game in
United
World
3,
Cup,
1999.
Okay.
Again, I've got horrible memories
Good.
of that.
Yeah. Describe it to us.
Minute by minute.
Anyway, let's move on.
I'm surprised he hasn't got Liverpool 9-0 Crystal Palace in there as well, because at the time, I think that was the first time it'd ever been 9 goals in the league had ever been done.
Because he probably looked on it and said, there's enough Liverpool stuff in there already. No more in it. Right, listen, we're going to crack. Look, we're going to put a link in the description. Get involved with that. It is really, really interesting. Mottys top 50. Hashtag Mottys top 50. And you can discuss it for days on end. But what we want to do today is that Premier League underrated 11. I've put together 11 players and a manager of my underrated 11. And I want to argue with you guys and you guys out there, right, to see if you agree with me, right? So let's run through it. You guys can disagree. You can suggest other players. If you come up with better alternatives, I'll change what I put in. Right?
Cool.
Goalkeeper, I've gone for Jose Sarr of Wolves.
Brilliant.
He's come in this season. He's done brilliantly. He's been under the radar. No one really talks about him or anything. But I think he's been exceptional. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that. He's been unbelievable.
I can argue against that. I think he's been good, but I would have, I look at someone like, I know Leeds, they're struggling, but Melia, I think he's just as good. No, I genuinely think he is. He is. Why? The thing is, Jose Sarr has a stable back pair behind him. But when I look at match-winning saves, this season, I've seen Melia pull off better saves.
He makes a lot of mistakes.
Loads of mistakes.
He's young. He's like 21
I know he's
years
young,
old.
but his time will come. He's a good up-and-coming goalkeeper, but he makes mistakes. I mean,
I'm
listen,
putting Melia
I thought you was going to say Ramsdale.
No, but I'll never say it because
Yeah,
he's the ops, isn't it?
Because you know that Ramsdale, I was trying to be, the reason why I was trying to be unbiased by not putting Ramsdale in there, because to me, he's underrated. And especially even amongst Arsenal fans, when he first came in, we were like, Ramsdale.
For that much money as well.
He's getting his flowers now, though.
But this is what I'm saying.
That's why I didn't mention him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You lot already think he's like the second best keeper in the league anyway. So how is he underrated?
Probably is.
You're saying that?
So that's what I'm saying. Because
Look at that.
Because I think a lot of fans are rating him anyway already. I looked at Jose Sarr and I say, I don't really hear no one talk about this guy, but he's been really good. You look at their defensive record, Wolves as well. He's had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, he's played a big part, but I also think the defense has done its thing as well.
You know what? Because we're talking about this season, this is going to sound like I'm being crazy, but I think David De Gea. He's not
underrated, though, is he?
He's not
now
underrated.
I think he is because
because
he had that bad
He's been
patch.
brilliant.
People all of a sudden are just acting like he's a wash goalkeeper.
No, but the thing is,
he's been amazing.
Yeah, he's been amazing this season, but he's not underrated, is he?
He's one of the biggest names in the world.
We already know about his qualities. And he was having a bad time, but we know
he still had a couple of bad moments this season.
But he's been saying, but
whereas somebody like
the
Jose Sarr, you'd ask some
time
fans, they wouldn't even know who he is, right? So
I agree with that.
Should we say Jose Sarr's in?
Yeah.
All right, so Jose Sarr, we're gonna stick with Jose Sarr, right? At right back, I've gone for Emerson Royal. No, I haven't. I had to get you back for what you said about Ramsdale.
I would never put it.
I've actually gone for an Arsenal player in Tomiyasu. I think, guy's been very underrated. But he has been one of the key players at Arsenal. He's good going forwards. He's a solid defender. One of the things that I've really liked about him, last year we used to get hit by diagonals all the time, big diagonals coming in. We never clear him. He deals with them. I just think he's gone about his business quietly, but he's been solid.
He's just settled in straight away as well, hasn't he? That's been the impressive thing. Like even his first couple of games, you just looked like you'd been in the league for years.
Yeah.
My brain is too distorted on Tomiyasu after the destruction he got from Jota.
I think Jota's the only player really that sort of took him apart.
It's like,
but he was injured in that game. He was injured.
I'd go Lamptey.
He's not really played this season though.
When he has, he's been brilliant.
But I don't think he's underrated.
But I don't think
I would go with Tomiyasu's a shout. I'm not going to argue against Tomiyasu, but if I wanted to pick a non-Arsenal player, I would go with one of the Southampton right backs, Livramento or Kyle Walker-Peters.
Livermento has been unbelievable.
So you think Lamptey gets what he gets the flowers?
I think it's well known. It's well established that he's one of the best. He's one of the best young right backs in the league.
Because everyone's sniffing around him, aren't they?
I think Tomiyasu has been more consistent.
He's played more.
Without doubt, Tomiyasu's.
Alright, so Tomiyasu's in, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
Like I said, I'm just being mad.
We go to the centre backs now. You might be able to tell me a bit more about this. This is what I've gone for. Other people might disagree. Matip at Liverpool. I remember when we played against them, I was so impressed by him. I think Van Dijk is Van Dijk, and he's been excellent this season. But even I think Matip's been better. I don't know. You tell us.
Robbie, you're just spitting facts. I've checked the files. Just facts. There's nothing but facts. People won't realise if they don't watch Liverpool without hate. Because, like in general, you're normally watching us because we're playing your team or you're a Man U fan or whatever. Matip is the best defender in the league at the moment. Without a doubt. This guy is not just playing well defensively. He's now carrying the ball out from the back, creating chances, dragging the ball, scoring goals. From defensive aerial capabilities to being a threat in the box at the other side, just all round. Everything about Matip is just amazing. It just is. And I know people know he's good, but nobody rates him as highly as they should. Because when he plays with Van Dijk, a lot of the time, he'll be the better defender in the game. He's not a better defender overall than Van Dijk, but when we're actually sitting back and we're doing the player ratings, we're like, Matip was better than Van Dijk today. And he's definitely been the best centre-back in the league this season for me. So I'm 100% agreeing with you. Nobody rates Matip. It's like they laugh at you or they look sideways if you say Matip. People laughed at me when I said he's a better defender than Varane. Let's have a conversation because
this season he's been better.
Just because he played for Real Madrid don't mean nothing. Do you know what I mean? Matip's better than him.
He has been better this season, but I disagree because I don't think Joe Matip is underrated. Joe Matip has been part of the best defence for the past 3-4 years.
No, but remember you have a lot of injuries.
Everyone brings him up.
He doesn't get flowers.
He doesn't get
Come on,
people used to give him a bit stick though, didn't they? And say he's not good enough for Liverpool.
This is what I mean.
That was like 6 years ago, bro, when he first joined the club.
I think he's had a lot of injuries, hasn't he? But
he has.
I think this year he's been superb.
Guys, let's be real, yeah.
I get what you're saying though, because he's at Liverpool. He's at that level.
He's always like. Liverpool's best period, Matip has been a prominent fixture. Him, Gomez, Van Dijk.
No, but he was more Gomez and Van Dijk.
Gomez has had big injuries, and I'm not saying that Matip doesn't have big injuries. I'm just saying that I do actually think Matip gets his flowers. But that statement from Drifty about him being the best centre back in the league, I think he's definitely right up there. Maybe like top 5, top 6, but best centre back in the league. I don't think
this season.
I don't think he's been the best centre back in the league. I don't think he's been the best centre back in the league.
Who do you say?
I look at Thiago Silva. I think he's been fantastic for Chelsea this season. I think he is
gets more flowers than Matip
because he's better than Matip.
But I'm going underrated. I mean, really. Thiago Silva,
he gets rated.
He's highly rated, but
by the way, he's not better. By the way, but yeah,
we can have that discussion.
But it's not about who's better. It's about who's my underrated.
But what I'm saying is, Joe Matip is not underrated for me. I think he's rated.
All right. Here's the reason why I think Robbie's spot on, just so we don't dwell on it.
Because he's a Liverpool player. That's
no. If you guys, let's use you guys as an example, because it's the best football show in my opinion, top 6, right? The big 6 there. If you lot was having a discussion and you lot was all putting a name in the hat for who was the best defender, nobody would say Matip, not even Grizz.
Because he
is the best this season. This season, he's been the best centre back in the league.
He's been exceptional.
I don't think he has.
There's other. I mean, let me go the other.
He's been class.
Let me because obviously you have 2 centre backs in the team. The other centre back I went for was Gabriel of Arsenal. I think has been excellent as well. There's other guys you could throw in. You could throw in Connor Cody.
I was going to chuck in Dawson from West Ham.
Dawson from West Ham. You know what? That's a good shout. No,
he's been goals he scores.
He's been very underrated.
They picked him up for pennies, and he's chipping in with goals.
Craig Dawson.
No,
West Ham having a brilliant season.
He's been solid.
Has he?
He has.
He has, like.
Really?
That's a great
Craig
shout,
Dawson.
Thank you.
That's a great shout.
I tell you, I don't know why his name has slipped my mind.
Romain Saïss has been better than Craig Dawson this season.
Saïss has been a good shout.
He's been good, yeah.
Kilman's been better.
Aston Villa.
Who? Konza.
Konza is underrated.
Ooh. Yeah.
He's underrated, but I wouldn't say Premier League underrated XI. You put Gabriel there again. We'll put Gabriel again. Maybe don't shoot the messenger. Just my opinion. Gabriel is rated Everyone looks at Arsenal's team and they know that Gabriel is Arsenal's best centre-back and they know Gabriel's one of the best centre-backs in the league. Everyone knows that.
Right, so I think we should have Matip in there. Would we agree?
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah. I don't agree, but fine.
All right. All right. So Gabriel, or you're not saying?
Nah. He's not underrated.
Do you think Romero actually gets any ratings? Because if you look at the difference between Tottenham with and without him, it is literally night and day. And I don't ever really hear anybody talking about it.
I think it's because he had a long. He's been out for a lot of the season.
I wouldn't even put him in here just because he's not played enough games. Yeah. But I know what I think of him. For me, he's a quality centre back.
He looks the part,
and like you said, he looks the part.
Do you know what? Right. So listen, and this is. In my fairness now, a player that I'm surprised you ain't mentioned, Dyer. I think he's a better centre-back.
Another player that's night and day when Tottenham.
He's a better centre-back than the in midfield. He's been pretty, when he hasn't really played for you guys, you ain't looked the same.
That's actually a fair shout. Like I think Dyer.
See how fair I am.
I think Dyer's actually been consistent this season, but again, like. I look at the Wolves centre-back pairing. They've got like the second best defensive record in the league. Like I can't put these guys above.
He's a guy who doesn't get the ratings really deserve.
Yeah.
So it's back free tax. That's what it is.
So who are we putting as our second centre-back then?
Put one of the Wolves centre-backs in there, man. Even though they don't play in the back.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
Cody?
Yeah.
I'd go Kilman because he's left-footed, right? Isn't he?
Taking an Arsenal player out here, and so really like do that.
But no, as Tob said, I think Gabriel's actually rated. Like I do think everybody knows universally he's Arsenal's best centre back.
So we putting in there Cody.
I'll go Kilman.
Could go anyone we've said from Wolves, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Cody. I mean, do you know why I'll give it is the back three tax in it? That's why people don't rate Cody because he's in a back three.
And it's the same with Dyer as well. Like Dyer, he looks good in the back three, but in a two.
I'd actually put Dyer over Cody. I would personally.
I think in a two, Dyer defends better than Cody, but Cody is just a better passer of the ball.
Look at Tottenham with and without Dyer, and I actually think he has a bigger impact.
Should we go Dyer?
You can put him in there, but
Matty?
I think I would go with one of the Wolves centre backs.
I'd go Wolves, mate. I'd go Wolves.
So which Wolves centre back then?
You pick.
Cody.
All right, Cody.
Just because of the whole England thing as well, how he hasn't been able to get a chance, like not getting these.
Yeah, and he started to score a few goals this season as well.
Kaplan.
Okay. Left back position, I went for, this is quite controversial because he don't play all the time, but when he has played, I think this guy's been good, man. And there's Tsimikas again of Liverpool.
He's a good player.
So he's come in, you don't miss Robertson, and not to miss Robertson, you got to be playing well. And this guy, I mean, you're a Liverpool fan again, right? When Tsimikas, if Robertson's out and Tsimikas comes in, are you?
No, 100%.
Like for like, isn't it?
To be honest with you, and again, I know everyone's going to think I'm being biased, but just bear with me. If you actually go through every team in the league, it's going to sound like I'm exaggerating until you actually do it. Tsimikas starts for every other team in the league.
No,
it's just the game time for me. I want to see more.
Do you know what?
It doesn't start
on face value, I get it. But once you actually do it...
It doesn't start it, man.
No, but remember, Cancelo's actually a right back, but he's playing left back because they don't have a left back. This is the point I'm making. He's better than Tsimikas, but he's a right back.
But he plays left back, though.
But he wouldn't if they have Tsimikas.
So you said he starts for every... No, he would.
They would play Tsimikas left back.
They wouldn't because he's a better player than Tsimikas.
I'm telling you.
That is what you've just said there is mental.
No, you think it's mental until you go home and you truly think about it.
You said he starts for every... Listen, he starts for a few sides.
He starts for all of them.
He starts for a few sides. I like Tsimikas. I think he's really good.
He plays over Chilwell at Chelsea.
He's got a great delivery as well.
He plays over everyone.
He's not better than Chilwell.
Chilwell was having a brilliant season until he got
injured. He's been injured, yeah. He's not better than Chilwell. I don't even think he's better than Tierney. I don't think he's better than Tierney. I think he's got more athleticism, but I don't think he's a better left back than Digne.
But as an underrated player, he's in there. I mean, we're putting him in there. Look, why are you trying to cause another argument now? He's in there.
We all agreed, and then he just said that
because I'm giving him the
no, but you
will realise what I'm saying when the time comes.
No, I'm realising it now.
You've said it. I'm telling you.
I'm realising it now.
Until then, we'll put him in. Right?
I wanted to chuck in though, and Toes mentioned it, Walker Peters, because he's playing at left back.
Yeah, Walker Peters.
He's playing at left back. He was a right back, and he's been unbelievable.
Southampton.
Unbelievable.
He's been good.
Getting forward, scoring goals.
Yeah. Well, actually, we're moving to the midfield. The midfield player that I put in.
A left back as well. I was going to say Cucurella at Brighton. I think he's been
great shout. He's done very well.
He's adapted really well.
Yeah, great shout. Remember what you guys as well. We put your recommendations in. Midfield we're going to now. Ward-Prowse at Southampton.
Yeah.
I think because of the impact he's made for Southampton, I guess he's a good shout. Yeah, but again, would you say he's underrated?
Yes.
Yes.
The best
he
deliverer of a
big
set.
move.
Yeah, best deliverer of a set piece in the Premier League. Easy.
But I think everyone knows though, so that's why I get where Tom's coming from. Is he underrated?
Would you say he's underrated?
No, because
we do rate
he's
him.
underrated though, because like you said, he's still at Southampton. None of the big guys have come in for him.
But how many
I sometimes look at it, for instance, I think, I wouldn't mind seeing Ward-Prowse.
But how many? Do you think is he starting caliber for Arsenal? Because it's a big.
Why not?
But he's a great set piece taker, but it's not just set pieces that you need to play.
Wouldn't you have him starting at Tottenham?
He started ahead of a couple of our centre midfielders, but I don't think he's
ahead of a couple, ahead of all.
Not Benton. I don't think he's a better central midfielder than Benton.
What are you talking about?
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I don't think he is.
He's
and
quality.
Bentancur is not even
That's what I'm saying.
like that.
You see what I'm saying? Underrated.
I don't think he's.
You're putting Bentancur, couldn't even get into Juventus' team.
And what's
in front of
whoa. Bentancur was a mainstay in Juventus' team for ages. What do you think Ward-Prowse would do at Juventus?
I thought you'd do brilliantly.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't start.
He would.
He would not start.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's in. That's why he's underrated. That's why he's in there.
I think he's in there.
That's it. You hear it all there. Underrated.
The stats don't lie. The stats he's getting for Southampton.
I think he's starting to get the rating though. That's
what I'm
the
saying.
only
I
thing.
don't
Never say he's underrated.
You only just need to listen to that conversation there from Tobi to see how underrated he is.
Why? He's a good player, but like there's a difference between playing for Southampton and playing for these sides.
No,
you need to do more.
He's in mine.
Normally we overhype English players, and I think Ward-Prowse is one of the ones where he's underhyped. He's done
I was going to name an English guy that I don't think people realise. Phillips from Leeds.
He's not really playing.
He was England player.
He's not.
But when he has played, he's been brilliant.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
He has been brilliant when
Look
he's
at
played.
someone like Ruben Neves at Wolves. Do you think James Ward-Prowse has had a better season than Ruben Neves individually?
Yes.
Or are you just going off the goal?
No. Yes, his overall contributions in games.
That's a tough one.
Is exceptional.
Neves has been good though.
Right, Neves has been good, but his overall, that guy can turn a game with his quality, right, of deliveries, of free kicks. He's so underrated. It's criminal.
I don't think.
Right, I'm putting him in. I don't care what you said.
James Ward-Prowse is a good player. He's a good.
Who's going Ward-Prowse?
He's a good player.
I'll go Ward-Prowse, but I kind of feel like he is getting his ratings. That's the only
Ward-Prowse is in. The other player I've
just
got.
overruled everyone, yeah.
No. Them two went Ward-Prowse for me.
Cool.
You're objecting to everything. You are.
No, I'm not.
Basuma, Brighton.
This is definitely one. I think he's going to be the most sought after midfielder in the summer.
He's class, but again, I don't think
he's still under the radar, isn't he?
I don't think he is.
He's still under the radar.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I think everyone knows who he is. Trust me, he is going to be.
This is the argument I was making with James Ward-Prowse. These guys are not unknown entities.
All right, give me another name
then. Let me think.
Give me another name.
Central midfield, right?
Yeah. Because I'm kind of looking at Basuma as my kind of holding.
I think Basuma is going to be the hottest property this summer.
Actually,
he will be 40 million.
I'm surprised.
Big Joe Linton, you waiting for it? Big J7.
Joe Linton.
Midfield and foot.
That is a shout. He has got everything you need to be a midfielder.
Now, have you not seen him this season in midfield?
I am watching. I know he's.
Would you not have him?
I know he's been good for Newcastle, but come on.
Would you not have him in your midfield?
Put some respect on Big J7's name.
Underrated XI. What am I hearing?
Would you not have him in your midfield?
No, I wouldn't have him in my midfield.
Joe Linton.
Would you not?
Who's better? Who in your midfield's been better than him this season?
What do you mean? Oliver Skip.
Oliver Skip
has been consistent.
Seriously, man.
What are you talking about? Joe,
this season.
Wait. Can I ask you a question?
I can't co-sign that.
Can I ask you a question? So what do you think? What do you think Joe Linton will add to our midfield?
Everything you need, bro.
So give me midfielder. Do you know what? Joe Linton's got more interceptions and tackles than the likes of Fabinho this season.
His running power, his
mad.
stamina, his energy levels, his aggression,
his physicality.
He's still literally what you're missing, bro. Well. Like he's a midfielder that lets other teams know we're gonna get roughed up today.
I'm all for giving players. I'm all for giving players
skill level as well.
I'm all for giving players their props, yeah, but. I don't know, man.
Do you know what?
Pass the pen, Robbie. I'll put it in.
I'll put him in.
Yeah, you know, Joe Linton.
Joe Linton's in, man. I'm serious.
And the thing is, as I was saying to you, he wasn't a striker when you bought him, but you tried to make him a striker. He's actually a wide player. Yeah. And it's not his fault he was being judged by goals when he's not actually a striker.
Not his fault.
Now he's been moved into midfield.
How's it not his fault? He was playing striker at Hoffenheim.
No, he was playing out wide.
Or left wing, but he was playing in attack. That's the point.
But finishing, as a wide player, isn't the same as being a striker.
Even when you played him left wing, what did he do?
We never played him left wing, really.
You didn't play him left wing at all?
He was like a number 9 mate. Like
all
a
right,
solo
next player.
striker.
Plus his confidence had been shot by them.
Next player I put in was Jacob Ramsey of Aston Villa.
Yeah. I'll have
really
that.
Exciting young player.
I'll have that.
Yeah?
I think he's an exceptional baller, but again, I think everybody knows it. That's the only thing.
But he's just emerged this season. You know, if you was to talk to a lot of people, they'd have other players. I think he is.
He is a baller.
Yeah.
He is.
So, Jacob Ramsey in?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to our front three now. Another Newcastle player.
Sorry, Joe Linton, I'm sorry. Conor Gallagher, I have to put him ahead of Joe Linton, I'm sorry.
Is he underrated though?
Everyone's picking him up. The reason why I'm saying
the same way we talk about Ramsey, why can't we talk about...
The reason why I've gone for Joe Linton there, because we're more looking for like a more powerhouse there.
Well, you know what then?
That's the balance. I'm looking at the balance.
I'll go Gallagher over Ramsey then. Because I think he's done more over
Gallagher
the
should
whole
be there.
season.
Gallagher's unbelievable.
Across the whole season, he's done more than Ramsey, so I think Gallagher...
Is he underrated though? Because we've all been talking about him all season. Everyone knows...
Nobody knew he was going to be this good.
Everyone's been bigging him up.
That's true, like we weren't expecting this.
No one knew, no one was expecting... How many league goals he got? Like 7, 8 league goals?
Yeah, no one knew he was going to be this good. So maybe over Ramsey, yeah. I think he's contributed more than Ramsey this season, yeah.
So Gallagher?
Yeah.
You could have put Smith Rowe in there.
Look, we knew Smith Rowe was good.
No, but he's at the start of this season.
That's fair. I think for the first time, I would actually.
But then again, Smith Rowe went through a massive dip. He did play quite poor. Then he got injured, and now he's only just. You know what I mean? Like there's a big gap in the middle.
We've got Conor Gallagher in there. Conor Gallagher, right? We're going with our front three now, right? Our forward line. Alan St. Maximin of Newcastle.
Unbelievable.
I love watching that guy play.
He's
exciting. Is
he underrated? In fact, yeah.
He's underrated.
We bought him for 16 million. Nobody wanted to touch him, and he's been incredible.
16 million.
I'm annoyed you got new owners because he was who I wanted Liverpool to go and get.
I
know we can't get him anymore.
Can you imagine him at Liverpool?
He'd be
He's
ridiculous.
I never really used to.
I'm surprised in like even.
But he's
the thing is with Saint as well. Like he always had the pace, the excitement, the flair, but he never really had that end product. Whereas this season, he's chipped in with goals and assists. He's improved massively.
But do you not? I do agree that he should be here. But do you not think with St. Maximin, like for someone that's that good, like there's more. There's like he can do more. Yeah? And there's games I've watched of his this season with Newcastle where, like. You have the quality to rinse these teams, and he's not making the impacts that I would associate.
But Toby, imagine him in a better.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Playing in a team that's bottom three.
For me.
Until last week, he's playing under Steve Bruce. Do you know what I mean? He's seen the improvement already under Howe.
He must be mentally exhausted.
He's one of those players.
Stress of like every game is about him.
I remember
he had the whole pressure of give Saint the ball. Please do something.
Yeah.
In the summer, last summer, Spurs were dicking about with Adama trying to. Wolves are asking for 40, 50 million. He's someone that I think if you spent 40, 50 million, that's good. That's good business.
Him, man.
He's a 78 million pound player.
Yeah, not right now.
No, he is.
Being a France
because
team.
Because what is he, 23?
Yeah.
So you're paying for what you know he's going to go on to do.
Come on.
No, he is. For me,
70, 80 million for St. Maximin.
If you was going to buy him now.
What am I hearing?
If you were going to buy him.
Pepe batted it up in the French league though.
St. Maximin's doing it in the Premier League?
Exactly. But to what level though? That's what I'm saying. To what end? 70, 80 million
is why he's underrated.
Is
Same thing we're saying, he's underrated.
Yeah, he deserves to be in there.
If there were many other players doing what he's doing, we'd be saying 78 million just paid.
What am I hearing here? Bro, 70, 80.
Look, I know obviously things get skewed, but we've got Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka. We've got people who went for stupid money that were nowhere near worth it. I'm telling you,
70 million.
70 mil for St. Max is how much he
was done in comparison to
in the Bundesliga. He's done it, but I'm saying, St. Maximin
in the Champions League as well.
St. Maximin this season has been miles better than Jadon Sancho.
He has been better than Jadon Sancho.
So that's what I'm saying. So why if he's 23, why isn't he not? But it doesn't. Why is he not worth you know, James Sancho was 80 million. Why is he not worth like 70?
Because it doesn't work like that, Robbie. Like, you're not gonna.
Yeah, because he's underrated. That's why.
Newcastle can ask for 70, 80 million. Yeah, I'm not stopping them from asking for 70, 80 million. But when you go off what the going rate is,
imagine you had him.
I would take him all day long. I would have him.
Son St. Maximum Kane.
Yeah, but 70,
why is he not worth it? This is what I'm saying. You know
70, 80 million, Robbie. Look at what you lot are saying.
No, he is. Because you're paying for potential and what he's already shown.
That's Rafinha money.
Do you know what this is?
But for me, he's a better player than
That's Rafinha money.
Do you know what? He's better than Rafinha.
No, he isn't.
You know the thing about this, right?
No, he isn't.
These were the same things.
No, he is not.
These were the same things that were said about Mane and Salah when they went
Jota.
to leave.
Yep.
And Jota.
Yep.
40 odd million for Jota. Oh, that's what Liverpool doing.
Nobody said that for Jota. Everyone knew that was a good signing.
A lot of people were like, for Jota.
40 million.
We talked about the Saturday
people
football
who
show.
knew
Everyone was
football
saying.
did, bro. But people who didn't were like, 40 million for Jota. What are they wasting their money on?
St. Maximin can easily develop into a £70 million player. But what I'm saying is 70 million pound player right now. I don't think he is.
One of the most exciting players in the Premier League.
He's unbelievable.
St. Maximin.
That's true.
He's in, right? Next player I've got in there is Jared Bowen.
1,000,000%.
Of West Ham.
So where would you play him? What, like?
I've just gone for, instead of going for like an out-and-out striker, I just said
Well, you know, St. Max left.
But you guys can recommend others, but Bowen's got to be in there for me.
Yeah, Bowen's
another player who's been exceptional.
Bowen's been
Liverpool
a bit like Gallagher, you know what I mean? We probably didn't expect him to be that good.
But then again, I think he does get his flowers though. I think
he's underrated. Come on,
I'm all for that.
Even with England,
I'm all for that.
Do you hear like a massive amount of people saying Bowen? Why is he not getting?
No, you don't. Yeah, all right.
I'm all for
underrated.
That. He is underrated.
And the last player that I got in there is a player that you guys have mentioned, Rafinha at Leeds, is another player I absolutely love watching.
I definitely think he gets his ratings though, Rob. I think everybody.
I don't think he is underrated.
Yeah, I think everybody knows how good he is.
This is why I said that 70, 80 million is Rafinha money.
All right, so then give me another name then.
I can't remember his name's. You know the Chelsea loanee at Southampton.
Broja. Yep.
Broja.
Yeah.
Absolute beast.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if
8 goals
the whole bench next season, and they bring him back because he's brilliant.
All right, Broja.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
Broja, Southampton. Okay, and of course we've got to have a manager. The manager I've gone for is David Moyes, West Ham.
Bruno Lage for me.
I don't know if Moyes is underrated though because of the stuff he did at Everton.
Nah, he is, you know, bro. He was the laughing stock for so long and nobody gave him, like, after the Man United debacle, it was like we all turned our nose up at West Ham bringing him back. All of us did. We're all like, this is the dumbest decision ever.
That's why it was a short contract again.
Look at the job he's
doing.
Look at the job
he
he's
is doing an unbelievable
to be pushing top
job.
4 there, it's mad, really.
So
but I get where you're coming from though. Bruno has been...
Bruno Lage as well, that's a great shout.
No, actually, do you know who mine is? Mine is actually Hasenhüttl.
Yeah.
Hasenhüttl?
I think he is such a good manager. And just because he's lost 9-0, everybody just, no good manager loses 9-0. Do you know what he's working with? Do you know what he's actually working with? If he was at a big team, Man United would be good pressed to go and get Hasenhüttl right now.
No, it's his job to, he's got to make those players better, right? Isn't that the...
No, bro.
Isn't that the narrative?
He has made those players better.
Isn't that the narrative?
No, but he has made those players better. Bro. Then you
he has made those players better.
I'm just playing devil's advocate, and I like Ralph. I like Ralph, so I'm not even going to object to that. But I just think Bruno Lage is
which one?
better.
Hasenhüttl or Rangnick?
Huh?
You said you like Ralph.
Oh, I like both.
But who would you say is the better manager?
What? Hasenhüttl or Bruno?
Or Bruno, yeah.
I think Bruno shows way more balance than Ralph. I think this season, Hasenhüttl, I think he's actually done probably one of the hardest things to do, which is make Southampton a little bit more defensively sound.
Southampton are mid-table, you know, guys.
10th, man. Unbelievable job.
So yeah, like
the football they play good stuff as well.
They play good and they always beat the big teams or play well against the big teams.
Look what he's done with West Ham, man. I mean, and European football as well.
Graham Potter?
Graham Potter's a shout, but I
think he gets his ratings. I think Graham Potter gets his ratings.
All right, so
getting there.
All right, let's get a vote on it.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry with either of those guys. I'm not angry with Bruno.
But I'm happy with Ralph Hasenhüttl as well.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go for them.
I'll go Hasenhüttl if
Hasenhüttl.
my.
I'll go Hasenhüttl as well, to be honest.
Then yeah, cool.
Hasenhüttl. Been outvoted. Right, so...
I'm glad Man United haven't decided to go for him. I think he'd change everything about that team, man.
But he's on about retiring, isn't he, already? Hasn't he?
Oh, is he?
He was like 2024, I'm done. I'm going to retire.
He's got to be
Stressed.
messing about. Southampton is
Okay, so we've got it. We've got the 11 guys, right? So this is our Premier League underrated 11. In goal, Jose Sarr of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Right back, Tomiyasu of Arsenal. The centre-back pairing of Matty and Connor Cody. Matty, of course, of Liverpool, Connor Cody of Wolves. And then a left-back of Tsimikas of Liverpool. Midfield, Ward-Prowse of Southampton. Joe Linton of Newcastle. And Conor Gallagher of Crystal Palace. And then our front three is St. Maximin, Newcastle. Jared Bowen of West Ham. And Amanda Broja of Southampton. And the team is managed by Ralph Hasenhüttl. If you guys...
That team gets Europa League football for me.
Oh, easy. Yeah, it does.
It'll be a good team. So we'd love to hear from you guys. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Please let us know. And also don't forget John Motson's top 50 greatest games on NFT via blockchain. The link is in the description. Get involved in that as well. He's into his top 10. At number 1, he's got the game described by Drifty as the greatest game of all time. But then he went on earlier to say another game was the greatest of all time.
No, greatest comeback.
Comeback of all time. All involving Liverpool. But anyway, it was AC Milan versus Liverpool. Right? But make sure you check that out as well. Listen, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And check out these guys' channels as well. We're going to put their links there as well. Fantastic channels. Thanks for watching.